Rory and Matt set off, filled with energy and enthusiasm for the adventure ahead. As the king of the jungle roared past them, their thoughts turned to this city of myth. Little did they know, this journey would prove their toughest yet.
Let's go.
Doors closing. Please mind the doors. Going down.
Although the elevator descended, their spirits did not. As Brisbane became obscured by the thick foliage, they knew an arduous journey would lay ahead.
Doors opening. First floor.
I think it would be on that side.
Oh, really? Fine. Okay.
Oh wait, never mind. I think there's a detour up here. Let's see where it takes us. What is it? I remember this thing in Sherlock, where it's like, why worry about death? Death can only ruin one day. And I was like, it's like that tree. You're like having a bad day, and I'm like, yeah, it's dead.
Little did they know, death may ruin their day. Ignoring the warning signs, they pressed on. Strange hieroglyphs painted the walls, perhaps an ominous message for those who dare to enter. Strange deities, remnants of civilizations past, were often depicted wielding inhuman powers.
What is it?
Seems like some sort of temple. Should we go have a closer look?
Yeah, we should. Let's go.
Let's go.
They navigated the dense forest, hoping to find an entrance point to the Colosseum, a place where teams from lands unknown would gather to put their gladiators to the test on a weekly basis.
Doesn't look like there's any way in. We'll have to come back another time. Alright,
Yep.
let's find this lost city.
Escaping the jungle unharmed, they marched forwards towards the lost city, discovering what appeared to be rival deities on their way. However, a new problem would arise as supplies ran low.
Without water, we're likely to die out here. We've got to find a new source, and soon. It's been days without water. If we don't find something soon, we'll die. Oh my god.
We found it.
Oh my god.
This should get us through until we find the city. It mustn't be much longer.
Let's go. We made it. The lost city. Incredible. Look at the dolphins. Wow, absolutely incredible. I've never seen one of its size before. They're known as city cats.
absolutely fascinating creatures. They spend nearly their entire lives in water, but are actually born and die on land. They're actually being commandeered currently by the local populace. I can't wait to meet some of them.
The great condor, a native bird to the area, absolutely fascinating. Watch as it uses its one wing, almost like a helicopter, to descend slowly. Absolutely incredible.
After watching in awe as the great condor descended into its nest, they turned their attention to the great treasures scattered on the cliffside. They left these treasures, deciding it may be disrespectful to the traditions of this mysterious land.
Doesn't look like there's an easy way down. We might have to sail down the cliffs. Let's go.
How they would get down was a mystery, but once they did, this lost vault of knowledge would finally be unlocked.
Rory. If you look closely, this is the spiky ladder. Now this is an undiscovered species we just found. And it's got these sharp barbed wires on it. And now that protects it against predators, because predators will quite often come up and try and eat the leaf. So this gives it a bit of a gives it, yeah. Ooh. And if the natives run, what I'm guessing is that they whittle down this leaf, just like that, and then they'd use it in soups because of its medical properties.
Absolutely fascinating.
How fascinating is that?
They seem to be populating the area quite well. It's almost as if they're native to the region.
Yeah. What does it mean?
It must be a warning sign. The feared Seguanians populated this area for eons before they were finally extinct. But they were always on the lookout. War raged for millennia with generations slaughtered. Hopefully we don't come across any today. Let's keep going. Absolutely appalling. These men appear to have been tortured in some ritualistic manner, turning them red and extending their limbs massively. But we don't have time to get them down now. Hopefully the same fate does not befall us. Let's go.
As they continued along the riverside, they encountered more indecipherable texts and beautiful architecture. Soon, they would attempt to make first contact with this lost civilization.
Are we almost there, Rory?
Now we're actually very close to meeting our first local resident of the lost city.
Is that him?
This is him right here. This is our first contact. It's nice to meet you. See, we don't quite understand their language yet. It's very simplistic compared to ours, but so far it's been fairly successful in our negotiations. He's actually offered to take us in further into the city. Now we're actually going to have something to eat first. Try the local delicacy if you would have. So let's go and. Now we're here today in what appears to be the knowledge hub of the entire city. Now can you tell us what exactly this is?
The watering hole of the community.
Now it appears that this wasn't actually built by the locals, but it's actually sophisticated and advanced. We think it might actually have been built by a previous race or maybe even aliens.
Ancient Shurimas, we like to call them.
Now we're going to attempt to find passage into what we can only hope is an archive of knowledge.
And not
so we
some
will
sort
see you on the other side.
Death trap.
Now let's go.
Armed with an expectation of what lay ahead, Rory and Matt entered the knowledge hub, led by a local who calls himself Beau.
We must be careful for any traps that may have been laid. Temples like this, especially
Look
in
out for sand.
ancient civilizations, are especially notorious for traps that aim to kill or maim people that attempt to seek the treasure that is hidden within.
A vast assortment of books lined every row. Who knows what great scientific breakthroughs, historical accounts, and timeless literature are contained within these walls.
They left.
After a day of digging, they obtained copies of some of the most perplexing texts known to man. It was time to go back, and share them with their community to unravel the mysteries of the human species. But first, as a sign of gratitude, they would rate their satisfaction with their visit today. Saying goodbye to this forgotten realm was difficult, but saying goodbye to their guide was even more so.
Here, cream of the ice. It probably tastes garbage, but thank you. Anyway.
Thank you.
Once again, the national treasure of their people appears to be food. How truly sad it is this day to be saying goodbye to our guide, but leaving here with our treasure in touch and our spirits high, we will be leaving the lost city.
Riding what is locally known as a bus out of this ancient city, Rory and Matt couldn't help but be engulfed with the warm feeling of satisfaction. Although the two conquered all obstacles in their path, they had a suspicion that many greater challenges lay ahead. Soon after leaving the bus, they went their separate ways, only to return again when they had needed to explore these urban areas.